Hi everybody, it's Sandy Smith-Leva, and this is Brain Food for Accounting Leaders. This week we are going to talk about mindfulness. It's greatly misunderstood, but it's slowly getting into mainstream, so you might have heard of it a little bit. It's a little misunderstood, and people think it's like doing nothing and having an empty mind, but that's not quite it. If you switch from doing to being, you'll understand what mindfulness is a little bit better. So what mindfulness is actually being in the moment as much as possible and surrounding yourself with the five senses. All right, so if, for example, you're doing something very mundane like driving or doing dishes or something where your mind might wander, mindfulness is the opposite of having a wandering mind. Mindfulness is being completely in the moment and being connected, if you're driving, like with your car, with the environment, who's in front and behind you, what the sounds are of the road, what the smells are of the road, being completely in the moment. The same thing with washing dishes. You can do it on a very deep level. You can, think about 50 million other things while you're washing dishes, or you can feel the texture of the glasses and the plates and the silverware on your fingers. You can feel the suds. You can smell the soap. You can feel the water. You can really get into whatever you're doing with your five senses. All right. So interestingly, there's huge benefits to this. A lot of people feel distracted and feel overwhelmed because of the email, our short attention span, and all of that kind of thing. So if you're looking for a tool that will help you pay attention longer, it literally strengthens your attention muscle. It gives you the ability to concentrate better and longer. It helps you eliminate distractions. You can tune things out, and you can learn how to tune things out, which is a nice skill to have, I think. In my opinion, I believe it helps with ADD. I don't believe we have solid scientific evidence of that, but in my opinion, I believe it's like working toward and building out your attention rather than distracting it. All right. Interestingly enough, mindfulness actually strengthens the immune system. It boosts immune function. So when you can practice mindfulness, you will not get as sick. You may not have as much reaction to diseases that science considers, worsened by stress, and an example of that is psoriasis. All right, so it gives you a calming ability as well. All right, and again, the definition of it is being engaged totally in the present, and we become acutely aware of how we are around other people, how the environment is around with us, how we're connecting with all of that. And the key is you're not thinking about the past, you're not thinking about the future, unless like you're doing some kind of planning. So you can be in the moment with the planning exercise, and that's fine. But you're not thinking about the past. You're not thinking about the future. You're in the moment with the task that you're doing at the time. All right. All right. And then you can, to practice mindfulness, to see what happens, a great thing to do is do it on a task where your mind actually wanders and be asking yourself some questions. What is the water like? Is it cold or hot? How do your hands feel? What do the plates and glasses look like, smell like, sound like? All right. So you're asking yourself questions about a task. You can also become mindful during other tasks. You might want to write down a set of tasks that you want to try mindfulness on and see what happens. Again, the goal is once you do this, it strengthens the attention muscle. This is even better, and you don't need a brain tool or a brain toy like you get those commercials for luminosity. You can actually do this without any kind of brain training tool. You can simply, decide to practice mindfulness during the next 5 minutes of whatever you're doing, all right? And that's better than buying a tool. If you want to find out more about this topic, there are lots of books on it. The Power of Now is a good one. Flow is a good one. That was done by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. It's a really long name. And he's a great scientist. And there's also something called mindfulness-based stress reduction, which is used in healthcare, and it was founded by John Kabat-Zinn. So if you want to get more into this, then there's some sources for you to check out right there. All right, thanks everybody. That's this week's Brain Food. We'll see you next week.